This year, as I watched Father's Day approach, I watched it in dread. I didn't like the person I had become this past year. Financial struggles had got me down. My wife and I, we argue like it's been going out of style. And I've just been not enjoying life. My son and my daughter-in-law recognized that and sent my wife and I 2 round-trip tickets to New York. At first, I turned them down until I received the phone call from my daughter-in-law reminding me how important I am. And we boarded the plane, but not in great spirits. After watching an amazing scent and fly over the grand staircase, I started to realize that for 6 days, I didn't have to think about anything behind. Though New York is spectacular, on the day after arrest, it was thrust into my face. I was having problems enjoying myself. However, the views of New York were inspiring. I remember first seeing this photo in my viewfinder of my camera. I was stunned at the beauty of my granddaughter on her 7th birthday. It was then I realized how self-absorbed and selfish I was being.
And you started the war. You were the winner, but I'm not going to give you that chance this time. You're wrong. You don't know how to play the game. You forget an important Chinese principle. My principle is to chop you down. You must use the Chinese against the Chinese. You're playing the game of death. Nonsense. You are going to give me back every piece that you took. Unless you die a ninja. Okay.
Depression is a life-stopping event. And sometimes depression hits us all. There can be great beauty, great joy, and plenty of people around. But when you're in depression, all that fades into the background. It wasn't the city. It was me. And I was just waking up to what was going on around me. Yet it still seemed so dark. But my son and his wife understood it all, and they continued to love me. And for the next few days, they showered me with love.
Put a fly in their soup.
Now, I'm not a stick in the mud by any means. You take me out and we'll have a good time. I love to talk with people and I love to care for people. Yet inside, I can do all of that and still be depressed and be suffering. That's the way most people are. And that's something that we forget. There in New York, they reminded me of that. Each day, all day, my family was devoting themselves to showing me how much I was loved. And then I found their community was showing me the same respect. And each other that same respect, especially when we attended their church on Sunday. We had some people that impacted us in a great way, reminding me of what it is to love others. Needless to say, our trip ended very well. I could have used a well for all my tears. If I could have gathered them, I could have probably used it for drinking water for the next 2. Having clipped this from a book I'm reading, I put it in my Google Keep and have been looking at it, wanting to take a serious look at it. Now I had time, and the words started piercing through my mind and through my heart as I stared out. It was an amazing time as I examined how I've been and what needs to change. I had put earplugs in my ears. That's all I needed was just quietness, these words, and that window. And it changed my life. It brought back all the things that I've written about, that I've taught about, and that I've encouraged others to do, but I haven't been doing them myself as of late. In all my videos, I encourage people to be good humans, and that encouragement came from my heart. But here at this point, I realized I wasn't being a good human. And here is where it was going to change. Today, I wanted to be better. I wanted to be loving. I wanted to share with others, sharing and talking to people about what's wrong. That's where you're going to get help. That's where people are going to understand you. I know that. You know that. But it's when we don't do that and we start holding that in for ourselves, we start becoming bitter and depressed. Feeling this inside and seeing the glory of God right there in the skies outside my window, I determined when wheels go down, things were going to be different. I was going to be a different person. I am going to be a different father. And not only am I going to be father, but I am going to be friends. And I'm going to expand my community. I want to be a better human. And by the way, on the trip, I realized I was in love with everything. I was in love with family. I was in love with my wife. I was in love with life. I was in love again. So this is how my Father's Day begins.
You'll be nobody. I'll put a fly in their soup.
Oh boy, it's Father's Day. And we just pulled up at my son Nick's house and we're going to pick them up and we're going that way. It's going to be a blast.
I got the blue because
I got a Father's Day card.
Happy Father's Day.
Father's Day. I'm the Faja. Everyone can suffer from depression, and everyone will at times. I opened up to my West Coast family and I shared with them everything that God had showed me on that trip, of all the resolve I came back with, and the amount of love that I need from them and have for them. It ended up being a fantastic Father's Day, and one I wanted to share with everybody. Well, it was a fun Father's Day. We had a great time. We're dropping Nick and Tiffany back at their house in Mission Viejo. Tiffy, thank you so much for such an awesome Father's Day. You are the best. I got two of the best daughters. And you know what? Once our family's back together again, you're going to find that couple back there has turned. They're awesome. Dude, thank you for such a great Father's Day.
Love you, man.
Look at this. I made this thing. Not a thing.
I need a haircut.
Best boys there is.
Love you, Dad.
I love you too, son.
Happy Father's Day.
Thank you. Well, I hope everybody had a good Father's Day and a good day off. From the Ostads, we're going to say, see you later.
See you later.
Glad you could go with us. Glad we were able to go. Woo! Are you depressed or in depression? It's important that you don't take and harbor that inside. Don't let depression isolate you from the world. Open your life up to friends, family, and community. Be a good human.